Hey Guardians, welcome back. This is PattysLuck.
Alright.
Today we're continuing a new series I'm really excited about. We're going to work through every exotic armor piece for every class and build a clean, practical, no-nonsense setup around each one. These aren't speedrun builds, these aren't damage flexes, they're just builds that we're going to try to make work, we're going to explain why they work, and we're going to give feedback on whether or not this is still a relevant exotic armor piece or not. Either way, we're going to find something we can do with it. Today's focus is the Warlock exotic Deimosuffusion, and this one is all about control, sustain, and letting the room do nothing while you do everything. Before we dive in, this kind of breakdown helps you out. Hit like, drop a comment, or share with someone who lives in their rift just a little too much, because this build's going to be for them. Subscribing helps the channel more than you think, and it helps the series keep rolling. Alright, let's start lifting rooms. So let's talk about what this build does. At a high level, here's the goal. You consume your Shackle grenade, you drop a healing rift, and the room stops functioning. Enemies get suspended, you get healed, threatening spawn, orbs fly to you, and instead of scrambling for survival, you're standing still, calmly cleaning it up. This is a Broodweaver control engine, not a panic button. So let's take a look at the subclass and the core loop. The subclass is Broodweaver, super is Needlestorm, your loop is simple and repeatable. Consume the Shackle grenade, drop healing rift, suspend the room, clean up suspended targets, vacuum up the orbs, get your rift and your grenade back. Repeat. You're not rushing, you're not reacting, you are setting the terms of the fight. Let's look at the aspects and which two we picked. Mindspun Invocation. More words I can't pronounce. This is what lets you consume your Shackle. You're trading a single suspend throw for a sustained control posture. This is intentional. We're buying uptime, not burst. We're also going to use Weaver's Call. Every time you drop your rift, threatening spawn. That means your defense action becomes offensive pressure, and that matters once the room is suspended. It helps. Taking a look at the fragments and how they all connect. Thread of continuity. Suspend lasts longer. This is non-negotiable. More suspend time means more safety, more precision kills, and more refunds. Thread of mind. Killing suspended targets gives class ability energy. This is why your rift comes back so fast. Suspend feeds rift. Rift feeds suspend. Closed loop. Thread of wisdom. Precision kills on suspended enemies generate orbs. This is how control turns into economy. You're not farming orbs randomly, you're earning them for playing correctly. Thread of warding. Picking up an orb grants woven mail. This is your mitigation layer, not old school resilient stacking, modern survivability through orbs and control. Looking at the exotic armor, Deimosuffusion. Yeah, I can't pronounce 90% of what Destiny writes. This exotic is the backbone of the build. When you drop your rift, nearby enemies are suspended. Suspended enemies take damage over time. That damage heals you. Killing suspended targets gives additional healing, so your rift is no longer just a heal circle, a control field, a sustain engine, and a setup tool for everything else in the build. You don't hide in your rift, you weaponize it. Health is its own stat, and your survivability comes from your system, not just your health. Your priorities here are high class for rift uptime, high grenade for Shackle access, survivability handled through suspend, healing, woven mail, orb economy. This build lives because enemies don't get to act, not because you face tank damage. Now we're going to take a look at the mods. This is where the build quietly becomes, pretty powerful. You're going to run Reaper and Powerful Attraction. That means every time you drop a rift, your next weapon kill creates an orb, and that orb gets pulled straight to you. So Rift does all of this at once. Suspends enemies, heals you, spawns threadlings, create orbs, pulls those orbs to you. Those orbs then heal you, grant woven mail, refund grenade energy. This is why the build feels effortless when it's working, because everything feeds everything else. Weapons and artifacts are really your choice, but there are some things that are kind of fun to play with. Your weapons are here to finish, not start the fight. So suspend first, then precision kills to trigger wisdom, safe mid-range cleanup, sword for majors and emergencies. Artifact sword mods pair perfectly this season with suspend. Suspended enemies don't fight back, the swords love that. Simple, efficient, very season appropriate right now with Praxic blades going on everywhere. So how to play it. Here's the rhythm. Consume your Shackle before an engagement. Step into the room, drop a rift where the enemies will be, not where you're hiding. Suspend hits, Threadlings deploy, you pick your targets deliberately. If the room starts moving again, you didn't fail, you just repeat. Move your rift to wherever the fight goes. So the summary and why this build works. This is not a flashy build, it's not a boss melt clip farm. This is Grandmaster safe, add control dominant, calm under pressure. You don't win fast, you win consistently. If this helped you understand why Deimosuffusion, still can't pronounce it, if this helped you understand why this exotic piece of armor works and not just what to equip, drop a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think of the build. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day. We'll catch you next time.